Welcome to On the Job with Finger Lakes Television, where we focus on the newest generation in the workplace. We'll take you on a road trip to offices, factories, and farms across the Finger Lakes region to see how millennials are finding their niche. I'm Jarrett Laskett, a student at Finger Lakes Community College. As your host today, I'm going to introduce you to Lexi Buckley and Jessica Bursley, two young women who have worked in the human services field. Human services describes any job that meets a human need. Some examples are social workers, counselors, and those who work with children, teens, and the disabled to help them live better lives. After graduating from college, Lexi Buckley became a youth leader for the Youth Clubhouse program at the Geneva Community Center. The Clubhouse is a place for teens to gather and have fun and develop skills. They learn how to apply for jobs, apply to college, and how to stay away from drugs and alcohol so they can keep their lives on track. Let's hear from Lexi about the work she does.
My name is Lexi Buckley, and I am the Youth Clubhouse leader for Youth Clubhouse. It is a program under the Partnership for Ontario County. Throughout the week, we do different things. On Mondays, Cornell Cooperative Extension comes in, and they do like a STEM project. So we've built catapults from scratch, and they've had challenges to see whose ball can get launched the furthest. We've built ping pong roller coasters to see who can be the longest and fastest, or the coolest. We've made ice cream. See who could build the tallest tower out of like toothpicks and candy. A typical day for me is always changing. It's never the same, but usually we play games with the kids, and that always varies on their choice. We always have a service provider come in, depending on the day, usually Mondays, and do an activity with the kids. Something different that maybe they never really had at school or at home. So we're providing new opportunities for them. We will play basketball for hours. We can be in the computer lab, doing different things. They play games on the computers, have competitions within themselves. And then I'm also in the office. So during the office time, I am collecting data. So when kids sign in to Youth Clubhouse, we also have to put that on an Excel spreadsheet, see how many times they've come, have they repeated, they've only been there one time a month. And then that helps us with our monthly report, see how many kids have been in and out, which ones have stayed, and so on and so forth. I sometimes ask myself, am I really working? Am I getting paid for this? It's awesome. The kids I work with are great. I like basketball, they love basketball. That's how we bonded. They trusted me, we've built a lot of trust. They come to me for any questions. Some kids are getting into college, want to know about college, so I'm helping with that. Jobs, they want to start looking for jobs, so I'm helping them learning the job process and how to do that kind of stuff. It's just a great time. I cannot complain.
Lexi prepared for her job through her college classes and summer work experiences. She also learned so much more just doing the job, day in and day out. That's why it's so important to start a new job with an open mind, ready to build on your high school or college education with real-life experiences.
So I graduated from Hope Art William Smith Colleges with a Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology. And from there I was shown into a job with Ontario County Workforce Development, and that was a summer job. So as soon as that ended, they helped me find this job because they're kind of partners, we work with each other. And they really needed somebody. It's a brand new program, so it was kind of cool to see how it started and is progressing. So to get into this type of job, I obviously was a psych major, and I took lots of psych classes with relationships and child development and stuff like that. So that kind of prepared me for what I've gotten myself into now. And when I was hooked up with Ontario County Workforce Development, I was always working with kids, talking with community members. I was always engaged with people. Which kind of really prepared me for this job because I'm hands-on with the kids 24/7. That's my job. And I'm also community outreach a lot. So connecting with the school, connecting with different service providers in Geneva. For recent graduates, I would also suggest that you have awareness or a background somewhat in substance use abuse, prevention and recovery. That is a critical piece of the Youth Clubhouse. So some qualities for an individual that wants to have a career in this field. They have to be very outgoing, they have to be very personable, relating to not only the youth, somebody your age, and even somebody older. So you have to bring in community members, the community as a whole, to relate to the youth. The youth are the most important part of this program. So being able to get down on their level and understand where they're coming from is something very huge, and not just your perspective, but the youth's perspective. And I know that I'm going to make a difference in some of these kids from day to day. They'll look back on it when they're older and hopefully say, Lexi has helped me with this, and I'm going to be successful.
Lexi's experience confirmed her career choice and built on her college education. Not everyone has such a straight career path. Jessica Bursley tried a couple careers before finding a job at the Eberhart Center, an Ontario ARC program in Hopewell. Eberhart serves people with intellectual and development disabilities who have trouble with language, mobility, learning, or independent living. Jessica started with an entry-level position. Now, 4 years later, she has a supervisory role. Let's hear her story.
I'm Jessica Bursley. I work at Ontario ARC at the Eberhart Center. It's across from the county complex next to Happy Tales. I am a program manager, and I help throughout the building with training staff and putting out fires throughout the day, helping any support that I can, looking for any opportunities to improve or expand on. I found out about ARC from one of my friends' family members had given me an application. To be completely honest, I knew nothing about the field, nothing about ARC. I had worked I was a home health aide before, working with seniors, and I loved helping people, so I knew that part of it I did enjoy. But yeah, I had come in and we do an observation, and at first it was eye-opening. Like I felt sheltered, I think, up until that point. And then the more time I spent there and just seeing the pictures all over the walls and just watching those special interactions, or people going on bike rides or painting, and just seeing like how much, I don't know, in this building there's just, I don't know, it's a beautiful thing. It definitely is. And after that I couldn't even see myself leaving. I really, for someone who didn't know anything about the field, I mean, I'm picking it up as the more I learn more every day, but most definitely it was eye-opening. Being a home health aide, I learned just different ways of interacting with people, like learning different approaches and how everybody really is different, and the way I would speak to one person might not work with another, and I think it just was a matter of learning how to interact with different types of people and helping them, but also it was a lot different in the sense that I was so used to taking care of people that was my mindset when I walked into this building, is I'm supposed to be taking care of them. I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to be taking them to appointments and this and that, when that's not what we do here at all. I mean, we want them to be as independent as possible. We want them to build off of the skills that they already have. So that was my biggest shift as far as my thought process goes, because I kept thinking that was, but really, I mean, that we wouldn't be doing any justice if all we were doing was taking care of everyone. It's the pushing those moments where they, going out in the community and seeing how far they can, go with something, whether it be with music or horticulture or art, and just, tapping into those skills and growing from those, and not so much just taking care of them.
As you can see, Jessica learned on the job. Her employer provided some formal training, and she found her own ways to be effective. Through her experiences, she has found a rewarding career and a new outlook that she shares with her young daughter.
The training that we had here, it's the CPR, first aid. We also go through positive approaches, which is interacting and dealing with behavioral moments that might be difficult or sensitive in nature. But I think a lot of what we learned was just the different approaches, and a lot of, I mean, we learn about policies and everything, but most we get from the day-to-day. I mean, we learn as we experience new things. I mean, really, there's certain things that you can train, and then there's the things that you really do have to be a part of it and really experience it to know. And like I said before, I've learned more and more every day that I might not have known before, or different approaches, and that's just it. That's what's about this building, is there's no 2 days that are exactly the same. There's no two people that are exactly the same. There's no two approaches that are exactly the same. So really it's being creative, stepping outside of the box. I've had interactions whether it be somebody maybe getting a little noisy in the store and some people don't know how to react. But I've also seen these amazing interactions where it was somebody's birthday and they went to McDonald's and the entire staff started singing happy birthday, and then all of a sudden the customers are singing happy birthday, and just watching those like powerful moments where it's not just, you know, one person did a nice thing, it's like the whole community kind of grouping together in one place to do something special. There was one individual in particular who I'd never really seen him smile or any kind of facial expression really at all. I had tried different things, but I hadn't given up yet, but it was discouraging, just, you know, trying to figure out what it was that really like he would enjoy doing. And I had heard along the way from a staff that had been there a while that he loves different kinds of music, and she'd given me some ideas. Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire. As soon as it came on, the man that I have not seen make any kind of facial expression in a year that looked even remotely happy cracked the biggest smile I've ever seen in my life, and those are the moments that I hang on to for sure. So, and just if I could find one thing that each person enjoys doing and just build off of that, or telling another staff just so we know it's going to happen again, then I'll know that I did it right. So, I came into this building at a point in my life where I was clueless clear across the board, and I have learned so much and had so many great relationships and experiences with staff and individuals supported here that I wouldn't trade for anything. I've learned so much. I've been able to bring that home to my daughter and expand off of that. She gets to see a world that, you know, I might have even kind of been sheltered from when I was younger, whereas now she is that accepting person in the community where, you know, she's at school and she's taking it there too and educating people, and it's kind of almost contagious at that point. She's making sure that, you know, maybe there's nothing wrong with them, they're different, and really just celebrating those differences and not, you know, shunning them in public or anything. And I think that's probably been the best thing that I brought from this place, is having that to teach my daughter and to be proud of every day, you know, leaving work. It's definitely something to feel good about.
I hope you enjoyed hearing Lexi's and Jessica's stories of how they found meaningful jobs in human services careers. If you are interested in this type of work, you might want to consider looking for a volunteer opportunity to get first-hand experience. Both 2- and 4-year colleges have degrees in human services. You can take general courses or specialize in child development, chemical dependency counseling, occupational therapy, and many other fields. High school guidance counselors are a great source of information. Adults looking to switch careers can learn more by contacting a community college or one of the Finger Lakes Works Career Centers. Finger Lakes Works has career centers in Geneva, Hopewell, Waterloo, Lyons, and Penn Yan. This show is a joint project of Finger Lakes Works, which helps connect people and employers. Finger Lakes Community College and Finger Lakes Television, the public access station for the Finger Lakes region. I'm Jarrett Laskett, and thank you for watching. Please be sure to join us for the next episode of On the Job with Finger Lakes Television.